Once Justice 2 is coming out, and I decided, hey, I'm gonna take a big old look at my old series for Once Justice 1 that was fairly somewhat popular. I mean, views were on the channel and I liked it. I've never done this type of pure talk thing before, behind the scenes stuff. So I'm gonna start with a few episodes first, and then see how it goes, and if it goes well, then I'll just do it for the entire series. A brief talk about each episode, revealing some secrets that you might want to know or might not want to know. That would be something to register that, hey, there was some thought put into all of this that you might have not realized. Okay, keeping this show on the road, Tokuyami one. Kinda know where to begin with this one. I'll begin with the very beginning, even before the beginning. See, this video was made on August 23rd, 2018. The game was released in Japan on August 23rd, 2018, so this was made in mere hours. And Tokuyami wasn't even the focus of this video up until the fight with Dabi, which is like right flipping here. The reason for that is that people didn't know much about the gameplay at that point, but interest was high. All due to Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Bros trying out the game, and they tried out the game because of the Dragon Ball Fighters, whose logo you can briefly see behind, since Dragon Ball Fighters sparked some sort of hope that maybe Shonen Anime will get decent games now, and that is successfully murdered by Jump Force. But to the credit, they didn't say that the game was just complete trash. They were like, it smells like shit, but maybe it's gonna be nice so somewhere down the line. We're never playing this again. That's what I kind of say. They were polite. They were really polite about it. But back to our horses. Besides introducing people to the core gameplay, I also had to show people that, hey, there is annoying stuff in this game, and it's nothing new. We've seen this type of thing in the other games. It will always be here, but it doesn't take away your ability to play your character and turning online into your own personal epic adventure. That's how you make people want to play the game. The irony here is that I didn't know that in the time, but in order to defeat my opponent, I used annoying bullshit myself. And then when it gets to Dabi, I start thinking about ways I can represent various aspects of the character in video form. For example, you know how Dark Shadow gets stronger in dark places and weaker during the light? What I did that I think nobody noticed because I have never seen it mentioned in the comments was making his revelry in the dark catchline literal. So whenever I was about to do my finish move and it was about to be a quote-unquote great comeback, the whole color scheme was going extra dark to signify that I'm getting all powerful. But in fact, and for my credit, there was no way of knowing this is cheap. Level 1s that I was using to defeat all of my opponents in this video were cheap as fuck. They were broken, and even that later on I used to my advantage and made a connection to it, tying up the episodes in Tokuyami episode 2, but that wouldn't come in play until I try out many more characters. The next one in the lineup being Kirishima. And even before that I did this dumb video of is this game worth it, that is not relevant right now at all because of all the patches, and now when I think back on it, I was still in a honeymoon phase with the game, and Kirishima I said Kirishima, let's talk about Kirishima. Kirishima wasn't developed at all in the anime as of this video aired, but he was developed in the manga, and I think sort of a mini spoiled maybe something about him, but not that kind of a... Okay, so here's the thing. The shtick of the video was unbreakableness. If this word even exists. But this is a vanilla version of the game, and back then you could die from supers via cheap damage if you're blocking. But Kirishima pulls through. A lot of times he just doesn't care, and that's when the unbreakable part goes in. I made this image that kind of signifies that I am entering my extremely savage modo or whatever that helps me power through when I need to. That's a footage, that's a picture of Kirishima being unbreakable, but honestly, if you just look at it, it simply looks like a savage art of Kirishima's normal form rather than something else, because he looks so different and the color scheme and everything, it's just savage. I mean, I don't know, maybe it was a spoiler and all like that, but that lasts less than a second. It's just for your psyche to make a mark that, oh, he's about to pull through, you know? I had to slow down the entire thing, as you could see, in order to catch it. But that wasn't the theme for everyone else. For everyone else, implementation of the manga and all of that stuff, it didn't matter, even though I gotta say that in the end battle right here, I rewatched it already and it was trash. Like, I would have definitely done everything different if I was editing this again. Like this. Oh, no! No! I feel some sort of pain watching this, but it's a good pain. If I don't ever forget it, I can improve. So, back to the juicy part, the ending, the cliffhanger. What does it mean? Like, oh, why don't I reveal the winner? Whatever stuff like there and all of that stuff. Here is how to interpret it and what I meant. So this game has a training mode, and in the training mode, like in many other good fighting games, there is a recording function, but because this is still a trashy quote-unquote fighting game or arena fighter, whatever you want to call, the recording function in this game is trash. You can only make AI do certain moves, and that's why nobody really used it. What I wanted to do is, I think I kind of overestimated my audience on this one, but I wanted anyone, to go into the training mode, set All Might and doing Plus Ultra 2, which my opponent is doing, while Kirishima is doing his armor move. And you would see that every single time Kirishima would beat him out, because All Might's level 2 is absolute trash. Moreover, I even did that flash, the image that I showed before, right before it, like in those times when Kirishima powered through to signify that I have won. So there were hints and homages. Anyway, I think it was cool, and it kind of forced, well, I hope that it was forcing my viewers to go and use the feature from the training mode, but it never happened. It was a wobbly failure episode for me, but success maybe for everyone else. I don't know. I think that Kaminari's shtick was a lot more refined and a lot smarter than what I did with Kirishima. So what's the deal with Kaminari? How do I do something that's cool here? If Kirishima had his unbreakable moments, Dark Shadow had his dark level 1 bullshit moments, then Kaminari will have his Yay mode moments. It's funny because in the game itself you can completely avoid the weakness of the Yay mode via using support, and he's one of the few characters that never been nerfed despite being flipping amazing. Like, he had everything. Damage, resets, setups, but that's besides the point. The point is that he could be whatever you want him to be. So I decided to play on the Yay mode and electricity. Like, well, what can I do here to be like ingenious? And I went for the controller weakness, you know, to create this memento. The goal: I wanted to create a memorable scene that resonates with the aspect of the character. In this one, it's Kaminari's Yay mode that makes his brain shut off in the most important moments, just like my controller is going to shut off in the most important moments. Both connected with electricity, power, so there is an irony, and it makes the match great. It took me a couple of tries to gain a really good match, but eventually I think I did it. I like people that thought that it was an accident. Yeah, sure, in this one episode, this one character, and it never happens again. I think that if I ever do another Kaminari episode again, just for the lols, I will keep this shtick as if, oh, controller turned off again. Oh, what will I do? I'm not prepared. Oh, what a coincidence, for sure. But in a contrast, if you take Bakugo episode, there is a moment where my opponent armors through an attack that he shouldn't have armored through. The game bullshitted me, like he should have died. Vanilla Bakugo did tons of flipping damage. Even right now, Bakugo, like nerfed Bakugo, should have been able to kill him with a heavy attack. But he didn't die. It was Japanese version of the game. That's why it made a confusion and allowed me to make a wrong analysis for the next match that set up the comedy. It was great. The only thing that I planned for this episode is that I'm going to be angry. And it worked out. I didn't plan to say some dumb shit though, like Bakugo should fire explosions from his mouth or something like that I said. I meant explosive spit and as his evolution or something. Like, you'll see in the next manga of My Hero Academia, Bakugo is firing explosions everywhere out of his butt. You'll see, my predictions are never wrong. Anyway, I think it's only been like 4 episodes or 3 episodes out of 31 or something, and we're already over 10 minutes. I kinda don't want to drag this for very long, considering that that's the first attempt of maybe serious, maybe not. Anyway, it's a try, and if it fails, then I still have One Justice 2, right? Hope you still enjoyed the video.